Hey everybody, it's Miss Komori and I'm here for a makeup tutorial slash review slash try on. I recently got both the Kathleen Lights and Colourpop Zodiac Collection. I got the Zodiac palette. I got both Super Shock highlighters in On the Cusp and Fire. And I also got both of the Luxe lipsticks in What's Your Sign and Scorpio Moon. And I also got the new NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation, so I'll be doing a wear test on that throughout the night. Just to show you this foundation, for reference, I am very fair skinned, large pores, and super oily. It is full coverage, it's a matte finish, and it boasts 24-hour wear. Now, I will not be wearing it for 24 hours, but on me, anything that lasts more than about 6 is impressive. So basically, if it can withstand a work day, I'll be happy with it. The bottle has 1.0 fluid ounces in it. It has a pump. You have to shake it before you use it. I got the shade Light Ivory. As for the Kathleen Lights collection, I only have a couple of things with me here because this is what I was going to use today. So I have the Zodiac palette, which is gorgeous. As you can see here, the colors are different enough where they go along with their signs really well, but they are cohesive enough where you can use them together in a look like I've done here. And I have the Super Shock highlighter right here. It's got pretty blue packaging. I really like this. And it's like a squishy, pillowy formula. And then the Luxe lipstick comes in this adorable packaging with stars all over it, and then the actual bullet itself has stars. Excuse the change in lighting because I filmed this over the course of essentially a day because I'm easily distracted. I've got my cup of coffee in my cat mug and all my brushes sitting here. I'm going to start out with priming with the NYX Studio Perfect Photo Loving Primer. The Can't Stop Won't Stop has its own primer, but first of all, I was being kind of a cheapskate. Start out with a little pea-sized amount. Gonna put that on my face. Put some Benefit Porefessional on my nose. And my next step is typically using the IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Under Eye. This a little goes a long way, so I basically only need the tiniest little dab, and then I like to pat it in with my fingers. Seeing as I love doing my makeup, I thought setting up a filming setup was pretty cool. Alright, I've returned with my Real Techniques blending sponge. I've actually never used the Real Beauty Blender. Again, the old cheap thing. There was another YouTuber, I'll list her name somewhere in floating above my head. She used a brush and she ended up liking the sponge side better, which lately I've been going back and forth between a brush and a sponge for my foundations. It's kind of 50-50 whether or not I want to use, you know, the sponge, because sometimes I feel like it shears it out, but when you've got something super opaque and thick like this, it just tends to work out better with the sponge and not look as caked. I want to make this a little bit more full coverage, so I'm going to add some more and then we will come back in a minute. I just noticed that I burnt the tip of my nail polish off with a match just now, trying to light the candles that are behind me. Pain for ambiance, I guess. That's the way we're going to do it around here. So typically the next step in my routine is I put a little bit of concealer on my nose, under my eyes, right below where my contour is going to be, and like here on my forehead. So this is the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Full Coverage Conceal and Contour. Now I do want to say I love this product, but unfortunately the amount of product in here is very poor. I saw some glowing reviews for this when it first came out, saying it was, you know, comparable to Tarte Shape Tape. But the thing is with there's such little product in here that you're not really getting any kind of bargain. Like, sure, I paid $8 for this, but I would have gotten more product had I just gone with the Tarte Shape Tape. So I'm going to use my COTY Airspun powder. So I'll let that set for a few minutes on the spots where I put concealer. And what I am going to do next is I'm going to use my trusty NYX Blush in Taupe. This is a really good contour shade for fairer skin tones. Shows up not orangey and ridiculous. So I'm going to dust a little bit on my brush and do a terrible, terrible job at contouring. Next, I'm going to use a little bit of the Lorac Tantilizer Baked Bronzer. I don't know if this is still on shelves. For blush, I am going to use the NYX Ombre blush in the shade Sweet Spring. I'm going to use the Urban Decay Eyeshadow Primer Potion. I've had this for a long time. And I'm going to use the new Colourpop Zodiac Collection highlighter. It's a Super Shock Cheek highlighter, and this is in On the Cusp. I'm going to go ahead and do my brows really quickly. Mine are microbladed, so unfortunately, since I have no hair there and they're bald, they tend to get lost underneath my foundation, so I'm just going to speed through this step. I just use the NYX Eyebrow Pencil in brown. Next, I usually like to take that same concealer I was just using and go around my brows a little bit. The next fun product we're going to use right now is going to be the Kathleen Lights and Colourpop Zodiac palette. I finally got to dig it out. And to start out, I'm going to go ahead and dig into, I think the Libra would be a pretty good transition shade for this look. Alright, we're going to do a little bit closer up so that you guys can see what's going on. So, again, just working with the Libra to darken up that transition shade. Okay, we're going to take a Morphe M411 and I'm going to dip into probably a little bit of the Taurus, give it like a warmer feel. It's going to use that same brush from before. I think I'm going to go ahead and take some Sagittarius on the brush just to darken that outer V. Now we're going to cut the crease using that same Makeup Revolution concealer from earlier. So I'm going to dip this concealer brush into the bottle because there's like no product left, and I'm gonna mark just above my actual lid. I'm gonna take this brush from my Urban Decay Electric palette, and I am going to just dig into the Pisces and go effing nuts. I'm going to bring all this all the way out here. I'm going to mix Scorpio and Sagittarius and just pop those in here. Next, I'm going to take the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Cottage Cheese, which sounds nasty to be putting near my eyes. I'm going to put that in the inner corner. And then pat it out. I put some underbrow highlight up there. Alright, just regular lash curler, and then Maybelline's The Rocket Waterproof Mascara. We're going to go back to the Zodiac palette. And I'm going to go into this lower lash line with the same tiny Morphe M515 brush. Get some of the Sagittarius. We're going to use this Hello Kitty brush that I got way back in high school. So I've had this pencil for an embarrassingly long time. Pray for my eyes. Going to tight line with this Smashbox Always Sharp eyeliner. Now I'm going to go in with a Stila Stay All Day Waterproof Eyeliner. This stuff has served me pretty well, and I'm probably going to jack this up really bad, so be nice. So we're going to use the NYX lip liner in the color Peekaboo Neutral. This is pretty much what I do for any neutral lip color. Okay, and today I'm going to be using some Ardell's of unknown origin. Sometimes they just get mixed up in packages that they don't belong in. They look like this. Okay, so the lipstick that I'm going to wear is the Colourpop Zodiac Collection, Kathleen Lights. I'm going to wear the color Scorpio Moon, which looks kind of nudie, like warm mauve, but it honestly pulls more like a hot pinky mauve on me after it sets down and I guess oxidizes. I've never really seen many lipsticks oxidize, but this does, and I really like what it turns into once it does. Last but not least, I'm going to take my NYX Matte Finish Setting Spray and just go nuts. And honestly, that's the finished look. Truthfully, my foundation has been on probably since about 3:30, so this is hour 4, and it's still looking pretty good. So honestly, with the foundation, the first impressions upon having it on is that it is pretty matte. It does have more of a medium coverage unless you build it up. It can definitely be full coverage. I kind of feel like it has this sort of cottony texture that maybe the Estee Lauder Double Wear has after you put it on, where it dries down, and once it's dried down, it's like almost like you put on a powder but you didn't. My pores are not too pronounced. As for the shadows, the shimmer shades do tend to have a little bit of fallout. I expected that, but overall the Pisces shade is really pretty. It's not as bright as it is in the pan, but it's gorgeous. I'd say for the price I paid, I'm completely happy with, especially with the way the mattes blended. The mattes in this palette are great. Like, with the exception of the Aquarius is kind of meh. But the Virgo, the Taurus, the Libra, the Sagittarius, those, they're really great.